Kelly said, how do we deal with a spouse that has that trait? Well, therapy. This is my rule because I've been married. It'll be 30 years in May. We've been married. 30 years in a marriage and having another person in your life is a long time. And it's stuff happens in marriages that is like, oh my God. Right. So my rule in my marriage is if you are trying to get better and you are working on it and you are willing to get better and work on your problems, I will continue to work with you. Right? I will work on myself. You work on yourself. Let's work on our problems together. As long as there's progress and there's no physical or emotional abuse. Now, sometimes you're going through emotional or verbal abuse that you don't realize. That's another story. That's something that should be addressed very immediately, because the person saying the things that they're saying may have a learned behavior from their family. That's very common. We learn from our family of origin, the people we grew up around, and then we repeat those behaviors if no one calls us out and says, oh, you can't treat me that way. So it's very delicate when you have a spouse that is living in their ego, especially narcissistic traits, addiction traits, that they can't see the forest for the trees. This could be its whole own episode, right? You have to, it reminds me of the scene in My Big Fat Greek Wedding where the women are trying to convince the man, the head of the household, to make a decision. And the woman says, the man may be the head of the household, but the woman is the neck and she can move the head. You kind of have to know your spouse enough to know when to approach them with a subject that you want to talk about. Because universally, men with these traits don't want to talk about anything emotional. I say make sure they have a good meal. If they have a nicotine habit, make sure they have their nicotine. Maybe have the big O. It's always better after the big O. Check their mood before you bring it up. So make sure they're in a good mood. Don't bring anything up when they're hungry. Don't bring anything up when they haven't had a big O in a while. Make sure they're calm before you approach them, and whatever your situation is, there's a way to lead up. My husband taught me that. He's been a coach for years. He talks about leading up. So lead by example, stuff like that. That's what I would, that's just the beginning. There's never accuse, never say you did this, you made me feel, you. Talk about myself. I would like to, do something fun together. Start with something small and see how that reaction is. Definitely, if you're feeling activated emotionally, don't bring anything up. If you know he is feeling activated emotionally, don't bring anything up, for sure, because that's the pain body activation that's in this chapter.